Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Homoeopathy World. I am Dr. Samina and in today's video we are going to discuss the Consumer Protection Act 1986. If you haven't watched my previous videos, please go to the Forensic Medicine and Toxicology playlist and watch the other videos. So let's get started with today's video. The Consumer Protection Act is aimed to provide the better protection of the interest of consumers. Consumers are the people who buy things or buy goods or buy items from the market. And for that purpose, to make the provision for the establishment of consumer forum or consumer council and other authorities for settlement of the consumer disputes. So if a buyer buys something and he has some complaint about it, so he can go to the consumer council or forum and complain about that matter and other matters which are connected to it. The title of this act is the Consumer Protection Act 1986. It extends to whole India except for the state of Jammu and Kashmir. The commencement shall come in force when the central government may by notification appoint and different dates may be appointed in different states. As we all know that all the acts are not released and commenced on the same date. They might commence at different dates in different states. Now, various definitions in this act are, the first definition that we are going to see is the appropriate laboratory. Now, what is a laboratory? A laboratory or organization is a place which is recognized by the central or state government and is maintained, financed or aided by the central government for carrying out analysis or test of any goods. Branch office is any establishment described as a branch of opposite party with the same activities as of the head office is carried on. Who is a complainant? A consumer, or in some other cases, when there is more than one consumer, they are called as complainants. What is a complaint? Any allegation made in writing by the consumer. So it can be about unfair or restrictive trade. So if a seller restricts trade due to any unofficial reason like caste or maybe because of his personal reasons, then that can be called as unfair or restrictive trade. Defective goods are goods which are not up to the mark, are defective. Deficient goods are goods which are less than what they are expected. For example, if somebody is buying 1 kg of oil but he gets half kg or less than 1 kg, then that is supposed to be deficient good. Increase in price than MRP displayed on the goods. And contents if hidden to hide the hazardous chemicals used where life and safety are at risk. All these can become the basis of a complaint. Now, what is a consumer dispute? Consumer dispute means a dispute where the person against whom the complaint is made denies or disputes the allegation. He says that this is not true. This complaint is not true, it's false and I haven't done anything like that, or this is not what I have done. So that becomes a dispute, an argument. Who is a manufacturer or who is considered a manufacturer? A person who makes or manufactures the goods or any parts of the good. So suppose if we are talking about a car company, so there are multiple small parts involved in the manufacturing of a car or a vehicle. So the primary manufacturer as well as the manufacturer of the parts, both are called as a manufacturer. Now, does somebody who does not manufacture but assembles the parts together also becomes the manufacturer? Somebody who puts marks or logos on the assembled parts also is considered as a manufacturer. So what are these? Unfair methods used for promoting sale or use of any goods by deceptive practices. For example, promoting sale using deceptive practices. The practice of making statement orally, in writing or visual presentation a false standard of quality and quantity of the product. So as we all know, when we shop online, the pictures and we order the product, but we don't see the quantity. Actually the quantity is very less, and when the product comes to our doorstep, we find that it is smaller than it is expected. So that is what is visual representation of false standard of quantity. Picture is deceptive. Okay, so it's a visual representation. Also, in few ads, you might have seen there is a small star mark under the ad, and it says only for visual representation purposes. Okay, so that means that they are giving us a warning that this particular ad is just for a show, and that is not what is going to happen when you buy the product. Selling old or reused goods as new. So it is an unfair trade practice. Using name or sponsorship of the company it does not relate to. So that is what the copy products are there. So they use the name of the original products and make a copy of it, which are cheaper and easily available in the market. So that is unfair trade practice. Making false representation concerning need or usefulness of the product. So again, same thing. Saying that this, this particular fairness cream will make you fair in 2 days, 3 days. Claiming that this fairness cream will make you fair in n number of days is the false representation or usefulness of the product. Giving public false guarantee or warranty of the product without adequate tests. So, before giving the warranty or guarantee of any product, the adequate tests should be done. Giving false promises to replace, maintain or repair the product but actually not giving the services. That is also unfair trade. Publishing ads in the news or newspaper stating sale or bargain but fail to deliver the bargain on the dates mentioned. So if there is a sale, if you post an ad for sale on 19, 20 and 21, you have to put a sale on these 3 days. You cannot just put an ad and then when people come to the doorstep, there is no sale. That is unfair trade practice. Now, what are the permitted trade practices? Now, what is permitted in the Consumer Protection Act? Offering gifts and items with the goods with the intent of not providing them and only for creating an impression. So, suppose you know ek ke saath ek free, that thing, and when you go and buy, it is not actually free. You have to pay some amount for it. Offering items or gifts with the goods with the intent of not providing them. Okay, that is creating an impression. So you are bringing in the customers with an ad which is not actually present, but that is allowed. But why is it allowed? So you might ask, like, ye kaise ho sakta hai? Why is it allowed? So this is allowed because whatever was promised was free. It was with this item. This item was at 50 rupees and the other item was free with that 50 rupees. So it's not like they are saying that this item is at 25 rupees and then they are giving it at 50 rupees. The original stays there, but they are not giving the free one. So the free item is not present or is missing, but it's free, so it's not loss of the customer. So giving items is the decision of the seller. So if he's trying not to give any item or he's trying to not give any free items, that is his own wish. So that is permitted. To conduct lottery, contests, games to attract or promote direct or indirect sales is allowed. Supply of goods knowing or believing they are below standard guidelines are allowed. So many of the shopkeepers keep cheaper clothes or cheaper shoes for that matter. There are many cheaper plastic items or decorative items are cheaper than the market price. So this is allowed. Okay. Hoarding or destruction of goods is allowed. So if somebody hoards goods, hoards in the sense, suppose there was this hand wash, okay, For example, recently there was a increased market demand for hand wash. Okay, and suppose a company or a mart is having hand wash, so it can hoard these it can keep it can restrict the sales of the hand wash, and give out only around 100 hand wash every day. And then what happens when everybody finishes their hand wash in the market, only this particular mart will have the hand wash, and that is known as hoarding things. Okay, hoarding goods. Hoarding is keeping them from the market and then releasing them when the market demand is more. Or destruction of the goods. They can also destruct the goods without the notice and refuse to sell goods to make them available for sale or raise the cost. So same, what example I gave you about the hand wash, the same thing. They can refuse to sell it when there is a market availability of the product, but sell it later on where the market availability is low. So where this complaint can be lodged? This complaint can be lodged in a district forum. The manner in which the complaint should be lodged is, it should be lodged by the consumer in relation to the goods sold. First of all, the consumer must have bought the goods or delivered, or somebody promised to deliver you but they haven't delivered. Like, you have ordered it online, you have paid the amount but it is not delivered. It was agreed to be sold or delivered. So somebody promised you that they will deliver you this product and they did not deliver you the product. So whether you have paid or not is irrespective. Or they have agreed to provide this product. So you have paid a lump sum amount or a token amount or a deposit or an advance for the product, but that product never reached you. In these cases, you can file a complaint or lodge a complaint. So what is the time limit to lodge this complaint? 2 years within the date at which the cause arises. So can complain even if the time expires, but have to give an explanation that why is that particular consumer late in lodging the complaint. Okay. Now what is the jurisdiction? The district forum will look at cases which are less than 20 lakhs, while state commission will see the cases which are from 20 lakh to 1 crore, and national commission will look at the cases which are above 1 crore. Now what will be the results of this Consumer Protection Act? Suppose a consumer files a complaint, then what? Then what happens? Suppose if the defective product was given to the consumer, the result will be to remove the defects of the goods. Suppose the defects cannot be removed, then the consumer's product should be replaced for free to return the complainant the price paid. Suppose the same product cannot be replaced. Suppose it's out of the market and now that product cannot be replaced. Now it's 2 years. Within 2 years, the consumer can file a complaint. So it has been 2 years. The same product cannot be replaced. It is out of the market. So what will the seller do? He has to pay the price of the product. Suppose there is a negligence. Suppose it's a car and some basic mechanism of the car was faulty, and because of that the vehicle got accident and some person died or lost his hand or something like that. So if there is a negligence of the company involved which may cause disability or harm or any kind of harm to the life of the consumer, then the person has to pay the compensation. To remove defects or deficiencies from the goods. So the consumer will file a complaint for himself as well as for others in a large amount. Suppose if something is wrong in a very, very large quantity, so every product is defective, then the company has to remove the defects of the goods or deficiencies from the goods, from all the goods, not only from the consumers but from all the goods. In cases where a large scale defect or deficiencies produced, there is discontinuation of the trade. Suppose some hazardous chemical or hazardous item is used for the goods for sale and it was not mentioned on the cover, and later on the consumer finds out that this particular product was present in the goods, then the company has to stop trading or stop this particular production and to provide adequate cost to the parties. So if suppose some people have got food poisoning because of the product or some health issues have arisen because of using this particular product, the company has to look at all the cases that are involved and pay the adequate price to all the parties involved in the consumer dispute. I hope you understood the act, and if you haven't understood anything or if you have any doubts regarding this act, please mention in the comment section below, and do like, share and subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to get the notification on our latest updates. Thank you for watching.